Millionaire thanks to seaweed. Can one become a millionaire by starting with little or even nothing? He made it. His name is Tob Itthipat, and he is a young Thai entrepreneur. His family was in the construction business, and he was obsessed with video games as a boy. His favorite game was EverQuest. He got so good at it that he was able to unlock rare items for his character and began selling them, making about $10,000 a month, showing from a young age that he had a talent for business. Unfortunately, one day the family business went into bankruptcy with a debt of $10 million. So at age 17, Tob dropped out of school, and with the money saved up, he looked for a way to help them. He began to think about how to earn as much money as possible by investing what he had. So he began selling food and coffee as a street vendor in front of universities. But the income was low and sales were too slow. The business was making a loss. He then decided to stay in the food business, changing the items for sale and moving to a place with more potential customers. During a food fair, he comes up with the idea of selling sugar-coated fried chestnuts inside shopping malls. He used $7,200 of his savings to buy equipment and open a sales counter in a mall food court. But sales were low, and he even considered closing the business and going to work at the McDonald's across the street from his stall. Just then, he got a valuable opportunity with the Tesco Lotus supermarket chain. Sales increased exponentially, thanks in part to the optimal location near the checkouts. As Tob himself said in an interview, it was all about location, location, location. It soon expanded to 30 locations with monthly sales of $87,000 and 50 employees. Tob personally kept track of everything, visiting each location at least once a week. He named the fledgling company Taokaenoi, or Little Boss in Thai, as his father called him that because of his entrepreneurial path he took as a very young man. A change in management at Tesco Lotus interrupted its period of success. The chain wanted it to move to the parking lot because the smoke from the oven was disturbing some customers and making the ceilings black. His proposal to make changes was rejected. Sales plummeted, forcing him to look for other opportunities. Tob again tried to find a solution to restore his business until a girlfriend brought him a package of dried seaweed of the traditional variety to taste. He quickly sensed an opportunity as seaweed snacks were already popular among the younger audience, but were not being produced to any significant extent in Thailand. 1/5 of the world's population already eats seaweed, but that just means there is a huge potential for growth, says Tob Itthipat. He involved his mother in creating the flavors, stating that to this day the company's recipes are based on those of his mother. Initially, in fact, the seaweed was prepared in his home kitchen, but then later he raised $200,000 by selling some of his chestnut banquets, and in 2006 he opened a factory to produce crunchy seaweed. Traditional labor-intensive production, in which seaweed is fried or roasted manually in pans, has been replaced here by automation, using machinery imported from South Korea and Japan, and some equipment developed in-house. The launch of Taokaenoi at a 7-Eleven store got off to a rocky start when the packages were placed on the lower shelves, thus out of sight. After Tob persuaded the store manager to move them near the cash register, sales increased. In 2008, when Taokaenoi's sales reached $30 million, his confidence grew, and he began to consider making Taokaenoi a public company. Today, the Taokaenoi land store at the popular Terminal 21 shopping mall in downtown Bangkok is a key stop for tourists who flock there to buy Thailand's signature seaweed snack. Taokaenoi's thin, crispy dried seaweed sheets come in a variety of flavors, from tom yum to wasabi. They are the Asian equivalent of potato chips, offering a nutrient-rich solution for a salty snack craving. But success spawned competition from companies such as Masita and a number of smaller imitators. It faced a major blow in 2011 when flooding in Thailand devastated the Taokaenoi factory. Working overtime, he restored production in 3 months, even though the plan for an initial public offering had to be delayed. In the food industry, if your product is not on the shelves, consumers will try another brand, explains Tob Itthipat. In dollar terms, Tob has not yet reached $1 billion, but he is on track. Taokaenoi's growing sales, which increased by more than 1/3 in 2016 to $136 million, boosted its shares, guaranteeing Tob assets of $610 million. Analysts say Taokaenoi's success has also been fueled by sales growth in China, the company's largest overseas market, which contributes more than 1/3 of revenues. Tob still wants to achieve many goals, including turning the company into a global brand, even going so far as to sell in the United States, the state with the largest consumption of snacks. Moving to the States, however, Tob is aware that he has to fight with the Korean and Japanese brands that came before him. Taokaenoi depends on imports from South Korea, but Tob claims to be able to obtain competitive tariffs. Expansion of production capacity and export effort are crucial to achieve the goal of doubling revenues by 2024. "We have to get big or we can't survive," says Tob. What if seaweed snacks become outdated by consumers? Tob admits to worrying about the possibility but is following Warren Buffett's advice to stay focused. Taokaenoi's range now includes corn snacks and Seagull seaweed chips, made with seaweed powder and a flour blend. Tob also invested $2 million in Taokaenoi's latest marketing campaign, which revolves around the popular South Korean band GOT7. In recent months, Tob has sold 10% of his holdings to institutional investors to diversify his personal portfolio. Having tasted success, he is eager to support startups in what he calls the new generation of entrepreneurs. We hope we have inspired you with the success story of Tob Itthipat and his company Taokaenoi. Follow us for more videos.